Welcome to class 6th grade. This is a video that will show you how to work out the problems from lesson 93. So get your work from lesson 93. Be ready to check your work. If you did not get one of these correct, make sure that you go through the steps that I give here on the video to make sure you know how to correct it. Okay? Our first one was problem number 3. Okay? Now problem number 3 said, the sum of four numbers is 144. What's the average? Well, to get an average, we add our numbers together. Well, they already did it for us. They told us the sum was 144. So we'll divide by the four numbers. 144 divided by 4 gives us an average of 36. Okay? On to number 7. It said, what is 45% of 80? So I changed 45% to 45 over 100. Of I changed to times. 80 I made into a fraction by putting 80 over 1. So then I reduced 80 and 100. They'll reduce by 20s. So this becomes a 4. This becomes a 5. 45 times 4 is 180. 5 times 1 is 5. 180 divided by 5 gives me 36%. Number 8 says to take 3/10 and to put it to the power of 3. That means 3/10 times 3/10 times 3/10. So I do my first two times each other and I get 9/100. Then I take 9/100 times my last 300. I'm sorry, that should be 3/10, and I get 27 thousandths. Okay, 27 thousandths says the answer. Number 9 says 2 1/2 squared. That means 2 1/2 times 2 1/2. Uh-oh, I don't multiply mixed numbers. I need to make them improper. 5 halves times 5 halves gives me 25 over 4. 25 divided by 4 is 6 1/4. Get rid of this first page. On to number 13. Number 13 says, W plus 4 3/4 equals 9 1/3. So I know that if I know the sum and I have one addend, I can subtract the addend from the sum to get the other addend. 9 1/3 minus 4 3/4. Uh-oh, I need a common denominator. So I chose 12. 9 4/12 minus 4 9/12. Uh-oh, another problem. I can't take 9/12 away from 4/12. I've got to do some regrouping. So I know that 9 is also the same thing as 8 12/12. If I combine 8 12/12 with my 4/12, I get 8 16/12. Now I can subtract 4 9/12 and get an answer of 4 7/12. Okay, number 14 was a proportion problem. 6/5 is equal to m over 30. I know that if two fractions are equal, their cross products are also equal. So that means this way, 5 times m has to be equal to 30 times 6. 30 times 6 is 180. Divide by 5, m equals 36. Okay, number 16 says, what mixed number is 3/8 of 100? So 3/8, I changed of to times, I put 100 over 1. 3 times 100 is 300. 8 times 1 is 8. So now I have 300 divided by 8. 300 divided by 8, I get 37, remainder of 4, 37 4/8. If I reduce it, my final answer is 37 1/2. Order of operations, 10 plus 6 squared divided by 3 minus the square root of 9 times 3. Order of operations says I have to take care of powers, or exponents. Remember, square roots are part of that too. 6 squared becomes 36. Square root of 9 becomes 3. So now I rewrite 10 plus 36 divided by 3 minus 3 times 3. So now I move to multiplying and dividing from left to right. From left to right, I hit this division. 36 divided by 3 is 12. Keep going. I hit this multiplication. 3 times 3 is 9. So I rewrite 10 plus 12 minus 9. So now I need to add and subtract from left to right. 10 plus 2 is 22. Minus 9 gives me a final answer of 13. Okay, number 20. They want us to write the prime factorization of 800. So I said 800 becomes 8 times 100. 8 becomes 2 times 4. 2 is a prime, so it's done. 4 becomes 2 times 2. Those are primes, so they're done. 100 is 10 times 10. 10 becomes 2 times 5, it's done. 10 becomes 2 times 5, it's done. So now I have to count how many 2's I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 2's multiplied times each other. And then I have 1, 2, 5's. 2 5's multiplied times each other. The book says they want our answer with exponents. So I'm going to say 2 to the 5th times 5 squared. Number 24 says 17 over 20 written as a percent. Well, I know that a percent is a fraction with 100 on the bottom, and I know that it's pretty easy to go from 20 to 100 if I multiply by 5. So if I do the same thing on the top, 17 times 5, I get 85. If I have a fraction with 100 on the bottom, the numerator is my percent, 85%. Number 26, they want us to write this number that's in expanded notation. They want it in standard form. 7 times 10 to the 9 plus 2 times 10 to the 8th plus 5 times 10 to the 7. Well, 10 to the 9 puts the 7 in the billions place. Okay, so I wrote a 7 in the billions place. So I did all my dashes. Here's my billions. The 2 is in the 100 millions. The 5 is in the 10 millions. And then I have all the rest that are zeros. 7,250,000,000. Last one, probability. They want to know the probability, A says, of rolling a number cube and getting a 6. Well, I reminded myself that probability is a fraction, and the top number is how many of the desired outcomes we have, and the bottom number is the total outcomes we have. So over here I wrote the total outcomes. I could roll a 1 or a 2 or a 3 or a 4 or a 5 or a 6. So the desired outcome in A is to roll a 6. Well, I only have 1 6 in the list, 1 out of 6 numbers total. Okay. Now B says, what's the probability of not rolling a 6? Well, there's 5 of these numbers that are not 6 out of a total of 6 numbers. And then C says, describe the event and its complement. The event is rolling a 6. The complement is not rolling a 6. And then they wanted us to describe the relationship. Well, the probability of an event and its complement must add up to 1. So I added those probabilities. 1/6 is the event plus 5/6 is the probability of the complement. 1/6 and 5/6 makes 6/6, which is equal to 1. Okay. Hope you did well on your homework. Make sure to keep this so that if Mrs. Dern requires a picture of it later, you can send it in. Just keep everything in your math notebook, okay? Hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you later.